Today we're holding our second hearing in as many weeks, highlighting the importance of water infrastructure and of passing a new Water Resource Development Act, or WRDA, in 2018. WRDA is a bill that authorizes projects and funding for the Army Corps of Engineers Civil Works program. Last week, the committee heard testimony from a variety of private sector stakeholders representing inland waterways, ports, rural areas, as well as those promoting ecosystem restoration projects. Their testimony provided further evidence that it is critical that Congress keep with the tradition of biennial WRDA consideration and passing such legislation this year. Today we'll hear from the federal officials on how we can best address water infrastructure needs and challenges in any WRDA legislation. The Senate Environment and Public Works Committee has oversight over much of the Corps' mission in water infrastructure, including locks, dams, flood migration, inland waterways, and ports. This hearing provides us an opportunity to hear from the Army and the Corps on what they perceive as the best solutions to the needs and challenges facing important water infrastructure projects spread all across America. As I said at last week's hearing, unlike other contentious issues, historically Republican and Democratic members of this committee have been able to work together to pass WRDA legislation. We also noted last week that this legislation impacts every member of this committee's diverse constituencies. To illustrate, Congress must prioritize the prevention of flooding and the modernization of our nation's levees, which protect people's lives and their livelihoods across the country. We can't allow a repeat of the circumstances that led to the flooding in Moreland, Wyoming, and the evacuation of 80 citizens when the Bighorn River flooded due to ice jams. We must also not lose sight of western states' water supply and consumption needs. My constituents in Wyoming, as well as others, are well too familiar with the challenges associated with providing long-term water supply and storage. Let's not forget that sediment buildups continue to decrease the storage capacity of western reservoirs. And adequate and reliable water supply is necessary if western and rural communities and their economies are going to continue growing. The Corps and the Bureau of Reclamation should continue sharing related information and work together in the hopes of solving these water supply problems. To reiterate, we all have an important interest in maintaining the nation's water infrastructure. Let us commit ourselves and our resources toward legislating a bipartisan WRDA bill in 2018. Too much is at risk for us to abdicate this responsibility of ensuring the public safety as well as ensuring the flow of goods, commodities, and raw materials through our inland waterways and ports. Well, I'll now turn to the ranking member for his testimony, Senator Harper.
Thanks.